Hello, beautiful souls. I am Bernadette from skepticturnmystic.com. We are broadcasting live from San Francisco, California. This is my cat, Leo. Boop, boop. You look like you're fake, Leo. He's real. This is not this is not a green screen. This is a real cat. This is a real leopard cat. It's a real cat. All right. So, in this live session today, I don't know, in this live stream today, we're gonna talk about family trauma, ancestral trauma, inherited trauma from our parents and from our grandparents, all right. I'm just making sure that I don't have any technical problems because I am broadcasting live on several platforms. All right. Okay, no one complained so far that they cannot hear me, so I'm gonna keep going. All right, so beautiful souls, very, very happy that you are joining me live today. We're going to be diving into inherited trauma. So, what the hell is inherited trauma? What is it? So, lineal trauma, inherited trauma, ancestral trauma are painful experiences that have been programmed into our first chakra and pass on to future generations. Can you hear me okay? All right. And pass on to future generations. It can be emotionally, it could be spiritually, it could be physically, and it can be mentally. The first chakra is the foundational chakra, and it's also known as the root chakra. And this is the first one to come online when you are still a fetus. Okay, this chakra is very, very heavily involved in lineal trauma. So when I say that a chakra was programmed, you have to remember that chakras are energy centers. Okay, they are energy centers that circulate energy in and out of the body. Okay, let me check. Does that make sense to you so far, everyone? Great. Da, 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 da. So your first chakra is really considered your tribal chakra or your group chakra. This is the one that comes online. It's the first one that's programmed when you are within a group, whatever that group is. It could be your biological family or your foster family. This chakra contains all the information having to do with families, with tribes, with cultures, with wars from past generations, and it's going to be encoded in the first chakra. And your first chakra is about safety and about survival. And all other chakras develop based on the foundation of the first chakra. Okay? You have to go down the first chakra when you are trying to heal the lineal trauma. Otherwise, you won't be able to get to the root of it, which is the root chakra. So there are two other chakras that are also affected by the lineal trauma, and they are usually affected because they have close proximity with each other. So the second chakra get a lot of programming from the first chakra, and the third chakra gets a lot of information / programming from the second chakra. Okay. The second chakra is also known as sacral chakra, SACRAL, sacral. Yeah, and it's also known as the sex energy chakra, but it's not only for sexual energy. It's also about bonding. It's about bonding with others. It's about bonding on a one-on-one level. Okay, and this is very crucial to remember, that the second chakra is the chakra of bonding. The first chakra is more of like diffusing its energy. So it's more about the energy of the group. But when you go up to the second chakra, now I'm learning to bond one-on-one with other people. Okay, and the bonding aspect of the second chakra also means that it's going to be receiving a little bit of energy from the lineal trauma, from the inherited trauma located in the first chakra, which is the root chakra. And it's going to be receiving a little bit of that energy, and it's going to become dysfunctional and imbalanced because of that information. And a lot of times, people who have inherited trauma from their parents and from grandparents also have issues bonding with other people, especially on a one-on-one level. And we move up to the third chakra. And the third chakra is the solar plexus chakra. And this is a very powerful chakra because this chakra is responsible for your personal identity, for your personal will. This is your main chakra of being an individual, of being an independent, autonomous autonomous individual that is separate from the world. Think about this. If you have inherited trauma and it's bleeding from the first, second, and then it gets into the third chakra, the third chakra will literally develop a personal identity based on the information of the second chakra. It's going to create an identity around that. It's going to create a personal identity around that. There you go. That was where I'm trying to get into. I'm gonna have some water now and pet my cat. Oh, did I scare you? Did I scare you with loud noises? It's just water, Leo. Hello, everybody. I have more people watching on Facebook today. It's very interesting that different platforms sometimes have a different amount of people watching. Not that it's a big deal, just interesting. I think this is what they call shoot the shit, right? Like a water cooler conversation. Got it. Back to I'm back. I got it. I'm not gonna waste your time. I'm going back to this. I'm looking at my notes. All right. I'm gonna use my personal example. Okay. Well, before I do that, let's talk about this. So Ancestral trauma, they affect you personally because the likelihood that you are going to repeat the behaviors that is being programmed into your first chakra are pretty high. So, for example, statistically, the children of alcoholics will have the likelihood of also being an alcoholic when they grow up. It's just a common example. A person who has a lot of turmoil in their family, when they grow up, they will also have a lot of turmoil in their own personal relationship because they are mirroring that behavior from their childhood. And their parents were mirroring behavior from their parents. So this is just a few examples of how ancestral trauma can personally affect you, your behaviors, how you see the world, and how you relate to the world in general. So that's one aspect. Another aspect that's not being talked about a lot, probably because it's more spiritual, is the collective aspect of ancestral trauma. And this is the energy that is collected and amplified when a bunch of people have the same trauma. So when a bunch of people have the same trauma, that energy carries forward, and it doesn't only carry forward in individual let me say this again, because I all of a sudden I just lost the thought of my train of my thought. See, thought of my train, what's going on? Okay, this is what notes are for. Let me get back to my notes. Okay. So when a bunch of people have the same trauma, that energy carries forward, and it does not only carry forward into individuals, but it starts to carry forward into the collective consciousness. Collective consciousness meaning a group of people. Okay. So how do you spot ancestral trauma in yourself? Well, repeating patterns. Notice the patterns that you have in yourself, those painful patterns that you repeat, the behaviors that are not good for you, or the behaviors that are not good for you, or that are painful for you, that you keep repeating. And it doesn't have to be alcoholism or substance abuse. It could be other things. For example, in my own family, both on my mother's side and on my father's side, there's a lot of heart blockages. And I have to work through a lot of blockages, and I have to work through a lot of heart blockages on both my mom and my father's side, because multiple generations of my family are super blocked in their heart chakra, not knowing how to show love, not knowing how to be affectionate, not really knowing how to show unconditional love. And that was passed on to me. And so I started to do my healing from there, and I understood that there was a very strong ancestral component to this heart blockage. And the second way to spot this inherited trauma is through difficulty in bonding. If you have difficulty relating and bonding with other people, not just with romantic relationships. It could be bonding with anybody, but you can really, really see it come through in romantic relationships. You're either going to be super, super attached, super clingy, or you're going to become detached and you reject very easily and you just want superficial relationships. So if you find that you have difficulty relating and bonding with other people, this dysfunction can also be showing up in your ancestral trauma. Yeah. All right. I think I'm done. Question. What repeating patterns do you carry that is inherited, that is ancestral? That word is scary to pronounce, but because it's so close to incestuous, ancestral, that like I'm hoping that I have not mispronounced it so far. I don't think I did. I think I would catch it pretty easily if I did. All right, and you guys will probably tell me too. What are you talking about? You'll be like writing on the comments like, what are you talking about? Do you mean ancestral? All right. So, do you see any repeating patterns in your life that you think is coming from your parents or from your grandparents? Please let me know in the comments below. Thank you for watching all the way to the end. Have a great day. Don't forget to check out my website, skepticturnmystic.com. I have a lot of free resources there. There's a freebie library. It's skepticturnmystic.com/freebie. I have so much stuff like angel number cheat sheets, angel number affirmations, how to declutter, to there's just so many that I can't even remember. Just go check it out. skepticturnmystic.com/freebie. All free in there. All right. Thanks for watching, and I will see you soon. skepticturnmystic.com/freebie. All right, bye.